Enemy movement. Cancel that. Moving here. 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 Targets are up. Go take them down. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Mark a point on your map containing enemy intel. Capture and secure it to get ahead of the next gas spring. Enemy soldier incoming. Moving here. Moving here. Vehicle marked. Cancel that. Vehicle marked.
LTVR awaiting targeting data.
Your squad mate has reached the intel. Joining them will speed up the process. Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spring location. Cancel that. Heads up. An enemy squad marks you as a bounty target. Vehicle marked. Moving here. Moving here.
Target location.
Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point to discover the next gas spread. Incoming! Located a storage streak. Enemy dropping into the AO. The area is no longer tracked. We lost her. Mark your weapon. Unavailable here. Moving here. Moving here. 16 rounds. Out. Enemy soldier incoming. Target 3 empty. Negative BDA. Throwing grenade! Dropped them! Loadout drop headed your way. Enemy down! Marking enemy. Enemy loadout drop on the way. Around! Just inbound. Marking two safe zones. Moving here. Loadout marked. Through here. Enemy movement. Marking loot.
UAV standing by.
1-1 requesting recon at this time. Help your squad mate secure the intel. If you join them, you'll speed up capture. Enemy movement. Cancel that. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy movement. Moving here. Complete. Intelligence call. Uploading information on the next gas spread. Enemy moving here. Enemy movement. Enemy movement. Cancel that. Your squad's in the safe zone. Gas is closing in. Enemy movement. Enemy movement. Cancel that. Hey, cancel that. Enemy movement. Moving here. Cancel that.
UAV available for taskings.
1-1 requesting recon at this time.
Marking target location.
Moving here.
UAV overflight terminated.
LMG rounds here. Cancel that. LMG rounds here. Moving here. Moving here. Moving here.
Marking target location.
Moving here. Moving here. Loadout marked. Cancel that. Enemy movement. Enemy movement.
Calling in Spore Streak. Marking target location. Marking target location. Calling in Spore Streak.
Do that again. See what fucking. Frag out! Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Bounty targets identified. Weapons free. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All bounty targets are KIA. Cross them! I saw the light there. All squad mates are in the safe zone. You're losing ground. Moving. Moving here. Squad mates in the gulag. Wait for a chance to redeploy. She's around! Squad mate redeploying to the AO.
SDVR ready for launch.
Target down! Throwing grenade! Down to 45 seconds. Out. Enemy UAV is online. Enemy dropping into the AO. Neutralize single target. Gas is moving. Enemy movement. New safe zone located. Get your squad to the safe zone. Leave no one behind.
Man, what y'all doing, man? Somebody comment something. Ask me a question, man. I don't want this fucking live to be boring, y'all. Just playing good old Call of Duty, you know how it goes. Trying to build my little YouTube channel. If you haven't really seen what I do on my channel, please go check it out. I got some pretty good videos, vlogs, and etc. Also, if you're looking for a PC to be built, hit me up. I build these computers all day long.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Effective fire!
This sniper takes way too many shots to kill somebody down, man.
Enemy soldier incoming. Frag out! Grenade! Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Gulag's locked down. Area's clear. Your squad mates in the Gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Loadout drop headed your way.
About to get a W right now, y'all. Stay tuned.
Your squad mate failed their mission. They're headed back to base.
Moving here. Loadout marked. Moving here.
Your squad made it to the safe zone. Gas is inbound.
Mark the target. Marking location.
Throwing grenade.
No, mano, tem dos tipos allá disparando.
That's 10. Win this thing. Squad rate to recon. Advise you to load up now. Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe zone.
Marking target location.
Moving here. Cancel that. Cancel that. Enemy movement.
Four remaining. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is moving.
Marking and moving here. Enemy movement. Cancel that. Enemy snipe moving here.
That's a win. Wait to take
That's a win, boy. That's a W. That's a W in there for y'all. That's a W. That's a W. What's up, y'all? Check out Nina over here. Good girl. That's a W, boy. That's a W. Drop a like, man. We just got a W on live. Guys running back. Man, this motherfucker. We got no interaction. Like, where's the comments? Yo, if you haven't checked out my channel yet, please check it out. It's not really a gaming channel. Right now I'm just killing time, but anybody interested in custom built PCs or anything along those lines, just hit me up. Go check out the mini bike vlogs, the due date ride out. If you haven't checked it out, check that out, man. It's an awesome vlog that I did. Dirt bikes.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment.
Damn, somebody already marked me. Match about to start, y'all. It's about to get serious. About to get a full W back to back. W's back to back. Battle Royale, man. What y'all know about that, man? Ain't many people getting W's back to back. They ain't like me now. They not getting W's back to back. They're not getting W's back to back. They're not getting W's back to back. Who's getting W's back to back like me, man? Nobody really getting W's back to back. How do I enable, like, the chat, y'all?
Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point for your squad and
No, I don't need no green screen.
be advised, gas is closing in. To the safe zone.
I don't know how to activate the chat, y'all. I guess this shit don't got chat. It don't got no chat, man. What? YouTube don't got no comments or chat. How to? Somebody message me and tell me how to activate chat on YouTube Live. I can't comment or nothing on live. That's crazy.
Wait.
Moving here.
Shut the fuck up.
Moving here.
Oh,
Moving
yeah.
here. Moving here.
Understand the enemy.
Or should I say that?
Just say what?
No!
Why?
Aurora!
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Fuck, man. I'm fucked with this little ass pistol.
I can't. When you concentrate, when you keep talking. After the show. Aurora was talking.
Squad mates. One chance to redeploy. UAV in the area.
What the frick?
Moving here. Moving here.
Oh god.
Moving here.
That's too young. In the class.
Enemy movement.
They're redeploying now.
Fuck, man.
Some of your squad is outside the safe zone. Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Enemy down.
Ooh, thought I wasn't gonna have that one.
Stay firm. Enemy movement. Cancel that. Moving here. Enemy movement. Small caliber rounds here. Trophy system online.
Holy fuck, the smoke is way too fast. Smoke is way too fast for me. No.
We need medical.
The squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy.
Somebody buy me back, man. Come on. What's good, IG Live? I mean, IG Live, fucking YouTube Live. What is going on here, man? Let's explore the web, man. Let's watch some shit.
Can anyone turn their backyard into a six-figure business?
It sounds crazy, but 2 hours of work can make you $2,000 every weekend, brother.
What exactly is this business? Is it something you and I can do, or is it simply too good to be true?
No matter where you are, all you need is a water bottle and a handful of rocks to get you started.
I came to the Arizona desert to uncover the NASA secret turning backyards into gold mines.
We started off with $45 and a prayer. Seriously, guys, nothing. We had nothing. So we're bringing a little bit of the space technology to your very backyard. The average turnip plant makes 10 bags selling for $10 to $20 a piece. That's 5 cents worth of seed that can turn into $200 profit. To build this system at home is about $45. This sells for roughly $800.
Wow.
If you have a passion for gardening and you know not to stick the seed up your nose, guess what? You can grow with our system, guaranteed.
All right, Charles, before we dive into the details of your background, give our audience an idea on what you do here and maybe a bird's eye view of what this business is really all about.
We're the leaders in sustainable gardening, and I am a sustainable gardening solution specialist. What we do is
fancy.
Yeah, but what we do is it's very simple. We take the concept of sustainable gardening and we fit it specifically to you and to your needs at your house or at your business.
Tell me more a little bit about that, especially for somebody who doesn't know some of those terminologies or words like sustainable gardening. I mean,
Sustainable gardening is gardening where it has low impact on the land, on the community, as well as it's really easy for you to do it and easy for you to maintain. Some examples of sustainable gardening would be hydroponics, aquaponics, and aeroponics.
wow. So some of the things that we'll talk about here today, NASA's implementing similar techniques.
You notice there's in our systems you won't see much algae because we actually use a UV technology to keep our water algae free and bacteria free. Low water usage, recyclable water is if we're using in our systems.
Wow,
That's
okay.
one of the techniques that we implement in the Artemis mission as well. So we're bringing a little bit of the space technology to your very backyard.
That's so cool. Well, tell our audience what we're looking at here specifically. What's unique about this setup?
This is our 3 by 3 foot hydroponic tray system, and it's a sustainable gardening, so this can be converted to hydroponics or aquaponics. You'll notice, guys, there's no dirt used in this system at all.
Damn,
We
so
use 3 1/4.
you pretty much
for
don't
your
take
lava
no
rock
dirt
because it's a good
to grow your
substance
own
that goes
garden.
To the nutrient solution that's flowing through the system.
What's the difference between aqua hydra for somebody that doesn't know?
Very good question. Aqua is implementing fish. So we'll actually be using fish waste to provide nutrients for the plants and for the roots.
It refers to how the plants are eating?
Yes, how
Aqua
they
versus hydra?
Yes, how we actually provide the nutrients to them. One is fish-based, another one is natural minerals and nutrient-based like we're using in the system here for hydroponics.
This is hydroponics, okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you want our audience to take away from your story?
That you can do it, that you can grow, that you can provide for yourself. You guys can do this. It's so much more than nutrition. It's feeding the mind, it's feeding the body, it's feeding the soul.
If I don't have a backyard and I live in a condo on the 50th floor or something, can I still do this on the inside of my living room or kitchen?
In this case, this tray system might not work for you, but I bet you we have a system that we designed that'll work just for you. That'll be perfect.
And what do you call that?
We call that our Brooklyn Bridge system. It's a 21 quart system. You want to go take a look at it?
Absolutely. Let's go check it out.
Let's go.
Sweet. So this must be the Brooklyn Bridge. It looks like a bridge.
Yes, sir.
So what are we growing here right now?
We have about 7 different garden greens in here. That's about a week and a half pure root growth. So when this plant actually went in the system, there was no visible root growth here. Because of the efficiency of our sustainable gardening system, the plants can actually absorb up to 10 times more nutrients than they would in traditional gardening. Therefore, it accelerates plant and root growth. So this is about a week and a half. And for plant aficionados and plant fans out there, they're looking at these white roots and they're like, oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Well, this is sustainable gardening.
This is healthy guy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about cost. I mean, if I wanted to get going and get this, obviously the idea is to start a business out of it, right? This is what we're here to talk about and understand how scalable is this. So cost-wise for startup, what's the story for you?
Depending on the system, but initially for gardening in general, $50.
That's it, pretty much zero.
Guys, listen, my wife actually found a 5-gallon fish tank on the side of the road, and that started this entire adventure.
That's it?
That's it.
What's the story?
A $5 fish tank and 2 $3 goldfish, and here we are today.
And so as far as systems to start with, what's your advice?
Oh, my advice would always be a tunnel system. We'll actually show you guys how you can go to your local big box store. You can actually pick up the materials to make this at your own house. Maybe $30 in materials, and within 8 weeks, you can start turning a profit off your sustainable gardening system.
If I started from scratch, clearly the startup cost is almost minimal.
Yes, sir.
How quickly can I turn a profit then?
Honestly, it would depend on what type of plant you're growing. Say, for example, lettuce, salad greens. Within 8 weeks from the time you put that seed in that system, you'll be selling lettuce greens, you'll be selling salad greens.
Now, as compared to the traditional gardening, how much slower is that compared to 8 weeks?
In a traditional gardening, you're looking at maybe 12 to 16 weeks before you're even able to have a viable enough of that lettuce crop to even take to the market. Also, with traditional gardening, in that one spot where you grow that one head of lettuce, that's all you're going to get from that one spot. Well, in sustainable gardening, that one head of lettuce that you're actually growing is going to provide between 7 to 14 heads of lettuce worth of leaves. See, that's the beauty to sustainable gardening. You cultivate and you continue to let it grow. And one head of lettuce can produce 4 salads at least a week.
Why would somebody use the Brooklyn system over any other systems out there? What are the benefits of it?
Well, it's all about space. The Brooklyn Bridge system can easily be installed indoors or outdoors. It can be on a floor platform, or it can easily be installed up against your wall. We even have another system that you guys might be interested in, and that's our living wall system.
I realize you can't really grow carrots or beets or anything else in this system, right?
That is true. Although, remember that first system we saw, the tray system? You can grow root vegetables in the tray system. Because
No soil, just the same
soil. No soil.
That's
Either
fine.
we'll use lava rocks or we'll use clay balls or a mixture of the two. It's amazing what plants can do.
So what are the benefits of the living wall system behind us right there? Obviously space is one of them, I would imagine, right?
IRS e-file is now open. Snap
That's
your
smart,
W-2
yo.
and file your taxes 100% free.
But they got this whole fucking garden
Space
going by the water
variety,
system.
especially the biggest one is a health benefit. That 64-port system actually cleanses the air in a 250 square foot room 5 times a day. So if you have breathing problems or anything of that nature, not only is it beautiful to look at, but it also helps you breathe.
So what would it cost me to get this living wall set up at home? And in terms of profit, what should I expect? What does it depend on?
Well, there are 2 ways to look at profit from this system. But to answer your first question, to build this system at home is about $45. $45 in materials that you could get from a box store. To sell this system, this sells for roughly $800.
Whoa,
Yes.
quite the profit margin there.
Well, it takes about 20 minutes to put this system together. A typical living wall system sells for about $50 to $250 per square foot, depending on the materials needed. Say, for instance, if you wanted to sell vegetables, in 8 weeks, each one of these is producing a salad. Those salads sell for $4 to $5 a piece. That's 64 salads. But you're not just looking at one salad from each plant, because within that given week, each one of these is going to produce at least 3 salads. So that's 64 times 3 times $5. That's what you're going to get from produce off of this alone within the first 8 to 12 weeks.
Let's say one of our viewers wanted to replicate your success and get into this business. How much time per week would they need to commit to this venture?
Well, initially, you're looking at a couple of weekends in a row just to get to know how your system works. But after that, the beauty to a sustainable system is it sustains itself. It keeps running. When I say 2 hours a week to take care of it, that's if you're cultivating and harvesting. That's if you have a large system set up. But usually, how long would it take you to go out there and just pick a salad from the system? That's how long it takes you to manage it.
Yeah, wow.
So you're talking about seconds, just a few minutes, that's it.
That's amazing. And as far as profit, 2 hours can what turn into potentially two grand a weekend?
$2,000 a weekend easily. If you're selling the system itself, you're walking into that location with $2,000 already in your pocket,
If you're
just
selling
in
the
pre-orders.
system, right?
Yes.
But if it's lettuce, you'd have to do a lot more lettuce than that.
Well, you're going to do a lot more lettuce than that. Here's the beauty, though, and I hope everyone's really following this. Get to know your community. You can always provide these greens, these leafy greens to your local grocer. You can always provide them to your local restaurants. They're always looking for easy access to locally sourced goods. They don't want to pay the shipping costs. They'd rather get it from you.
This is inspirational in the sense that you can grow anything.
It's bringing all of us together. There's power in community, and there's community in a garden.
That's amazing.
If you guys got a second, I'd love to bring you inside so you can see how this process actually happens.
Absolutely. I'll follow you.
Let's go, guys.
So this is what you call the production center.
Yes, sir. This is the Think Center right here.
The Think Center, okay. For somebody with a sustainable garden, where do I find my first customer?
Your neighbor. Literally knock on your neighbor's door. Tell them what you have available. In our little neighborhood that we have here, we have people that provide eggs, we have people that provide fruit and vegetables, we have people with small orchards in their backyard. We all contribute to each other. The thing is, if we didn't knock on that door, we wouldn't know that we had all of this to help. Where I came from, we literally did not have that. We were products of a construct of a place where we had food deserts. It's 2024 and kids are still suffering from food deserts. Our whole purpose with Together We Grow is to eradicate food deserts. If you can't get to a grocery store because you can't afford gas or you don't have a car, why don't you replace the grocery store with one of those systems in your yard? So you may say to yourself, well, that's just me, I'm just one person. What can I do? Well, it's not just you. If you and the other 4 people that are living right around you in a community or in a neighborhood, not only are you providing excess of vegetables and foods, but you're actually providing a financial resource to your community and your neighborhood. You're bringing money back into your community. Plant that first seed so that Together We Grow now.
You don't have to own an orchard to know that your business's success depends on your ability to plan for the future. But with data from HR, inventory, finances, etc., it can be hard to answer key questions. Will rates rise or fall? What will profits look like next quarter? Do we need to hire? But with NetSuite by Oracle, you don't have to pick and choose. NetSuite is the #1 cloud business management software designed to give you real-time insights into your financials, inventory, and operations, so you have the tools to take charge of your future. It's why over 40,000 businesses have used NetSuite to eliminate guesswork and get a clear view of what's coming next. If I needed to know which parts of my business are ripe and which are rotten, then this is the product I'd use. Whether your company's earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to
It grows really fast, and the broccoli that we grow out there, it actually is called stir-fry broccoli, so you don't just get one big head.
Speaking of free thought, the way that you are conjuring your thoughts together, what do you mean by devil music? I was intrigued to know by what does Luke mean by this?
That's a good topic right here. You want to
Types
listen
of
to this?
music fall under the category of devil music.
It's interesting.
I listen to music. I'm like, hang on, is this what Luke was talking about? Like, should I not be listening to this right now?
So music is there's different levels to the music, whether it's the vibrational frequency that's attached. You can go to churches today that actually are playing vibrational frequency sounds. This is proven and recorded, where you can manipulate people's emotions through certain vibrational frequencies. At churches, some mega churches, they'll kind of run sound waves in order to evoke emotions, for people to give more money, in order for people to believe certain things, which is crazy to think about. And then you have to also look at who's the origin source of that song. What's their intent? What are the lyrics? What are
Good
the
topic
lyrics?
right here.
Is it nurturing my soul? Is it destroying me? Is it making me view women in a different lens? Is it making me think about things that I shouldn't be thinking about? Or is it inspiring me? Is it pushing me towards positivity? Usually, once again, if it's mainstream, it's based on controlled narratives. You can even look at the prison industrial complex. Most of the prisons in the United States, not most of them, but a decent percentage of them, are privately owned, which is crazy to think about. So that means that prisons are businesses. A lot of the prisons that are controlled at a private level, they have a stake in the biggest music record labels. And they've done deals with a lot of hip-hop artists to push certain narratives on violence and gang culture, fuck the police, to just fill up the prisons. And if you don't think that that is truth, all you have to do is go watch some of the Ice Cube interviews, where he's literally talking about how there is and talk about somebody who's in the game, right? Who's been offered these deals to push certain narratives, to push certain songs and certain culture to get these prisons filled, right? Because the more prisoners you have, the more profitable you are. And I would just be very careful, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's a movie, whether it's a song. Be very careful and try to avoid anything that you think isn't going to nurture your soul. 1, 2, be very careful that you understand the intent of the person. And 3, be very careful with the lyrics, because repetition also influences behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're always listening to fuck bitches, sex, drugs, guns, well, that's pretty much what you're going to be thinking about all day long.
Or girls listening to girls talk about being a hoe.
Exactly.
You're probably going to be a hoe.
So these are all perspectives that, once again, the mind is very malleable. The mind is very persuadable.
But the worrying thing is how these people are literally idolized, particularly in America. Like, I feel as though the worst people are getting all the fame and the attention.
Well, because fame is fabricated. Once again, if you control the radio stations, and people just turn on the radio, and you're the one that dictates what songs are going to be on the radio, then you're good. If you understand vibrational frequencies and what triggers certain emotions, like Drake's mastered vibrational frequencies. That's why he has a specific beat, a specific tune, a specific flow. It's because he found a winning flow that just causes him to have hit after hit after hit after hit. There's a science behind it. It's not just, oh, this guy just sits in a lab and the song just cooks up and it's dope. No, there's a science behind virality. There's a science behind distribution. There's a science behind fame. I don't think any person is, or very few people are famous just by naturally becoming famous. A lot of people fabricate fame into existence, and you cause it through distribution, and you cause it through
It's very calculated.
messaging. Everything's calculated. It's more calculated than people actually think. When you look at video games, when you look at the music industry, when you look at the movie industry, they literally hire psychologists to come in and figure out how to push certain narratives because they understand how the brain works.
Yeah.
And unless you're safeguarding your mind and you're the one that's dictating,
It's some good information
how you
right
wanna
here,
think,
man. I don't know if you
somebody's gonna
guys
think
seen
I'm
this
gonna be
yet,
You know, the
but
weirdest
it's
thing
some
is
good
when I meet some
information.
super smart people,
Luke
they're so
Belmont,
good
if you don't
at
know who he
mastering
is,
the
I
art of
recommend checking him
conversation
out.
and charisma. I feel like I'm literally being seduced mid-conversation, and it's like scary sometimes. You have to kind of be aware that some
Yeah.
people they're smart and they know how to play you.
and there's really good people that understand this, like very good players that really understand psychology. One of them, a really famous one, was Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays, known as the father of propaganda, he was related to Sigmund Freud, who's known as the modern father of psychology, and also related to Randolph, who's one of the co-founders of Netflix. So it's really interesting how the propaganda machines work. So when you look at Edward Bernays, he was the one that pushed the breakfast narrative, right? Because the meat industry wasn't producing a lot of sales, so he started pushing breakfast as a main narrative, and sausage and bacon and these things, just so the meat industry was able to perform better. He also pushed different narratives like cigarettes being the torches of freedom for women. So it was no longer, hey, just have a cigarette because you want to have a buzz or whatever. It was a signal, it was a movement. And these are people that understand human behavior, they understand human emotion, they understand psychology, they understand how the brain works, and they utilize it against you. It's very scary, but it's very real.
What's going on with the blogs? It's been 6 months since the last one.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have
yeah.
a lot of people demanding when the next one is coming.
Yeah, I mean, I've been focusing a lot on this short form stuff, and it's been going well. And I've been in crypto. I've been focused on building a lot in the space. I've been investing a lot in the markets. Been working with a lot of teams, and my attention's been diverted a little bit in that direction. But I'll be back. I want to get back in the game. I've been a little bit lazy, not from a sense of the inability to make it, but more so there's so many other things happening in life, and you only have a certain amount of hours a day. I'm still refining the content team and building that out, but it's underway. Probably get one rolling out.
They do require more work than people think.
Yeah.
Even just being to Japan, like pretty much filmed the whole thing. The amount of content we got was crazy. Just trying to keep in the best aspects of the trip, making sure it's like edited nicely. Like I'd much rather take my time with it than to try and rush it and then put something out which is gonna be rushed. Like when it's ready, it's ready.
It's a business, dude. Making videos on the internet is a full-time business. I'm already running a real business. I already have my venture capital fund. I have my crypto fund. I have different projects that are rolling out. So sometimes your mind gets occupied with different projects and content gets sidelined. But right now I think we're doing about 10 million views a day on short form, 10 to 15 million views a day. So it's good enough for now.
Yeah.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate will teach you to code in R, to code in SQL, data visualization, and learning how to problem solve like an analyst would. At the end of the day, being a data analyst is about communication.
Well, yeah. I feel like every podcast which you do seems to be racking up quite a lot of views. There's certainly a lot of people who want to listen to you. Do you feel as though there's things that you've wanted to talk about that you never really get to talk about during a podcast that people don't ask you about? Because I feel like, you know, when we did ours titled The Glitch in the Matrix, after that I noticed a lot of other podcasts had similar titles like Glitch or Matrix, and I know that's kind of like your thing, but is there stuff that you like want to talk about but they don't ask you?
Yeah, people ask me a lot about religion, relationships, privately. They ask me more on the technical side of business. When it comes to long form content, I always try to put myself in, more now than before, in the shoes of the listener, and realizing that maybe the conversations that you and I can have about how to build a 7-figure business are just like common conversations to us, and we can literally sit down and talk about how somebody can make $250,000 in a month, and you'd be like, oh yeah, like that's doable. Mm-hmm. But that may not necessarily be approachable for everybody, and it may seem far-fetched and unrealistic. So it's pretty much trying to figure out how to dial that down in a way that it's digestible for more individuals. So I found myself, you know, making content where I talk about, you know, making $10,000 in a day.
Yeah.
And 10K in a day.
But my business also spends a lot of money, right? So I have
good
over
information
100
right here, man.
on
Check
payroll
out
just
the
inside Capital
Belmar.
Club, outside of the distribution team, and outside of my content creation team. These are all families that I need to fund. My payroll is $450,000 a month, right? So when you look at $10,000 a day, that's $300,000 a month, $3.6 million a year. If I was just making 10 grand a day, I wouldn't be able to cover my basis for my current expenditure for my business. So I have to be thinking bigger, and I have to be thinking what may be unrealistic to most and what may be far-fetched, simply because I have big goals, big ambitions, and big dreams for the organization that I'm trying to build.
Does that monthly overhead stress you out ever? I know your brother has mentioned the stress silent killer.
Stress is a silent killer, indeed. I'm not stressed because we make a lot of money, and I just manage the budget really, really well. But it's more so the fact that you have to show up for your team every single day and you have to lead. That's what I would say is the more stressful part, is that every day it doesn't matter what you did yesterday, you have to continue showing up, you have to continue performing. But the money that the business generates is for the business and the business growth. Thankfully, I've been able to make money in the markets, enough money where I really don't have to work or deal with all the bullshit that happens on the internet. I really don't necessarily need it. But I really want to build this ecosystem inside of Capital Club, because when AI becomes a massive dominant force, human connection is going to be extremely important. Community is going to be extremely important. In real life relationships are going to be extremely important. These are things that AI cannot replace. AI cannot replace human connection. AI cannot replace sitting down with another person and having a conversation. It's not going to be able to replace that, at least in the short term. So
there's gonna be robot girlfriends. I guarantee there's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, but not in the next decade or so. So the next 2 decades, there's a lot of degeneracy with that shit, where these guys have AI girlfriends, and that's some cuck shit. But in the meantime, I see a lot of people on the internet, and as much as we feel like we're socially connected, a lot of people are just isolated.
Yeah.
So being able to humanize that perspective is what I'm trying to accomplish. And at the end of the day, money's dope, but what happens when AI starts replacing a lot of jobs, and we no longer see fiat as the main source of value? What if energy becomes the main source of value? What if computing power becomes the main source of value? What if influence becomes a main source of value? So these are the different things that I'm working on, because I've already been able to achieve money. So what is the next frontier? The next frontier is community building. The next frontier is being able to find the people that resonate with my message and building things with them. I often describe my community as, when you look at societies, especially in the early ages when farming was introduced, they were all built close to, if not near, like on top of fresh water sources. So let's take
Get out.
Let's take Egypt, for example.
Get out.
Egypt was built around the Nile River, especially the first kingdoms. If you polluted the Nile River, then the civilization wouldn't exist. That civilization wouldn't flourish. I consider my community the Nile River, right? So you don't want to pollute the Nile River. You want to be able to provide as much value as possible. You want to keep that as clean as possible. And then a society flourishes from that. So, you know, I have people in my community that start businesses together. They'll get together in person through different
All right,
pop-ups
y'all.
or
Peace.
different